In this video, I'm going to be telling you why I killed my annual business plan. Hi, if you're new to this channel, my name is Darren Langille. I'm of course the host for these videos. I am also the creator of the Reeducation brand, where we do a podcast, videos, and a series of courses for you. So if you're new to us, well, welcome and thank you. Again, please like and subscribe so that you don't miss any of these videos. And my goal is to drop one of these new educational videos for you each and every week. And with that, well, let's get to today. So I'm assuming you're like many of us. We've just started the year. I'm recording this on January 5th. You're excited. You're ready to go. You're ready to execute on the business plan that you've created. You might have started this back in September, October, November, or maybe, hey, just as you turn the clock, you finished this on the last weekend before we got through. First of all, this is great. You have a roadmap. You do have a lighthouse. See, the reality is, what now? If you've done this, you know a few things. You know that at the start of the year that you're going to sell a certain number of homes, right? You know this, you put it in the plan. You also know, both from the buyer side and also from the seller side, how many ends that you're going off of. And then I'm hoping you've also dialed in the how, right? You've created the step-by-step plans, at least on a larger macro scale, about how you're going to achieve this. So in my sense, you've built the roadmap, right? You've got this, and we're starting here on day one, and that's you, right? You've got the lighthouse that you're looking towards, and you're going to try to execute to hit those big goals. Does that seem familiar, right? I get it. I am there too. Now, over the years, coaching realtors, I have been professionally coached since 2013, and I have been coaching hundreds and hundreds of agents for a long time. So I know what stays as a nice plan, and then what is required to transition to an actual executable set of outcomes. And there's a big difference. And this is why I wanted to create this video. This is why I believe the annual business plan is not enough. And what I mean by this is that it's not granular enough. There is absolutely no way, when we look at the full calendar year as a whole, that we can detail things down enough that we've got those tangible step-by-step action plans. And I know many of you might have done an incredible job to create this buzz and this plan, but you're starting the year with a little trepidation, and it's very likely it's because of this. You did not break it down granular enough. Now, I mean this daily, right? What are your daily tasks? What are the weekly initiatives that you're tackling? What are the monthly ones? And so on and so on. And it's this kind of reason why I decided to really kill the annual business plan and instead do what I'm going to talk about today. And what I mean by this is I've adopted what's something that I call the 90-day year. The 90-day year comes into play from a book that I read. And now I'll put this in the link in the notes, but by Brian P. Moran. He wrote the book, The 12-Week Year. Now, again, take a look at it. This was my first introduction to this concept. And this is different than a quarter business plan. This is a 12-week year, and we will break down quickly the differences and why you might want to take this on. So the first key concepts of this idea of chunking things down to a 90-day year, as I'm saying, is these three things. You want to shorten the horizon, not to that full 365 days. That is very daunting. It leaves a lot of room for error. So if I want to be somebody who executes my real estate business plan, the idea of shortening things is fantastic. It provides you that, just that more tangible feel. Now with that, right, by shortening to a 90-day year where you feel that is the end line, you have the ability to create a lot of quantification. You can go back to what I said on the last slide, and you can create the daily, weekly, even sometimes broken down within the day, action plans in order to execute. Again, the reason people keep the business plans on the wall and never actually materialize it is because they don't have enough detail to take action. Now, this third one, I absolutely love, and it's probably my favorite reason why the 90-day year continues to work in my business. And I've been running this for 4 to 5 years. It creates urgency, right? If you've ever been in sales in any other industry prior to real estate, there's always those sales quotas that get hit near the end of a given month, right? In sales, when urgency is there, we have a tendency to work a little harder and get things done. So when you're considering a 90-day year as a concept, the urgency becomes built in because you've got these quantifiable steps. You've got a shortened window, which you can likely visualize and see. And now you've created a little bit of built-in urgency to say there's no time to waste. Does that make sense? See, for me, when you take on this concept, you end up having a few set of results. And the results become this. I've got this is my little version of an eye, not a very good one, but you can physically see everything in front of you because 90 days is literally 12 weeks of time that when you've got your lead generation, lead source plans to kind of just execute on, when you're only looking 12 weeks out, you can physically on a calendar say this needs to happen now, then this, till I get to my end line. Doing that over a 365-day window is a recipe for inaction. Okay, that's number one. Now also, with that, you have, this is me marching. You have the exact marching orders. You can see the finish line and you can see the marching orders. It's just about execution now, not just thought and creation. It's focused on action. And then again, here's the end line. This is our 90-day window. This comes up fast, right? The timeline comes quick. So what you don't do as a realtor is let any time go to waste. And I find that that urgency built in forces you to say, that day of prospecting, I'm actually going to do this because there's only one of so many days now because my 90-day condensed window is much shorter. It tricks your mind to execute. So I'm hoping you can kind of get a sense for the theme of this and why that works. Now, let me talk to you a few things about one of the best tools that I've found. When I was presented this book years ago, I also stumbled upon needing to get a new journal, right? And I actually have it right here. This is the original self-journal that I had when I first got into this. You can see my chicken scratch. So I am a practitioner. The self-journal is made by a company called The Best Self Co., and I'll put a link again in the bio. But it happens to run off this same premise. It runs off the 90-day year cycle, which is perfect. So if you believe this, you want to take the book and read through it. It's an easy read. And then you find yourself this journal. It's the action playbook to how to just fill this out properly and go through it. Within the journal, it has a bunch of things that help you on the daily to review things, on the weekly to catch how you've done, also some monthly tools in there. And then, of course, as you complete the 90-day cycle, you just get another book and you move the needle forward. So I love it because it's the roadmap. It's roadmap what you need to do. Now, the other thing I love about this is the visibility of working with a theory of a 90-day year with something tangible like this. You have it visible to you. So many business plans just never come out once again because they're more like a mission statement than actually something tangible. So in the journal, you have visibility into what you need to be doing consistently. It forces you to rewrite down things, to reanalyze, and then as you go, you'll make slight tweaks because when your goal's right in front of you every day, you're not going to let yourself off the hook. All right. And then the last thing that I love about it, within the daily exercises that come with it, you've got lessons learned and gratefuls. And again, that's that ability for you as a business person to learn what works and what doesn't work. And then as you're doing this daily, if you're checking in on yourself, you're going to make little tweaks constantly. The evolution of your business just with this habit will be incredible. So again, I hope that gives you a little bit of insight into the journal and what it has. All right, let me go one more step forward here. Now, if I'm going to summarize again why I'm doing this, The reason this has been a game changer for my business and why I wanted to make this video for you. Breaking things down into these 90-day year chunks does 3 major things for you. And I am a 5-year practitioner, and that's why I wanted to share. Number 1, productivity. The productivity goes through the roof because that series of things of what I just told you. Number 2, this is huge for us as realtors. Belief and confidence, right? It's pretty easy to come up with a plan, right? A lot of us get into like analysis paralysis and we get stuck. Building plans is easy. Executing and believing that I can get them done is not. But because this series of actions and this concept breaks it down, you have this just increased belief and confidence in what you're doing. And then ultimately, the results speak for themselves. It is rare. You'll probably never find it that as you go through a proper 90-day year cycle, that your goals each quarter start to grow. Every 90 days, you have an ability to inch them forward because you've had the belief, which means you took action, your productivity has increased, and ultimately your results have gone through the roof. So those, again, are huge reasons why this might be something for you. All right, a couple things of note. Again, none of this is easy, right? Business planning and then executing is a long game. So 3 things that I wanted to mention. Discipline. If you've been one of those people just has had a hard time to do a common practice that you set out to be, it is difficult. But once you have the roadmap in front of you, you have the understanding of the book together, you're going to have the best chance of success, right? It's that habit and that forced habit to slow down and using the tool and put it into practice day in, day out, that you'll get better and better at it. Again, where I was 7 years ago compared to where I am now, it's lights out how much more efficient I am to run this series. Now, 2, it will feel maybe a little bit cumbersome, right? Anytime you're trying something new, right? To break it down, to feel like you're doing all that prep work to set the stage will feel cumbersome. But again, this is something very important that as people do this, they realize its power. You know, for those people that do a ton of videos like this, they batch the videos in advance. They prepare in advance of that. And then as they go through this journey, they get better and better at it and their output increases, just like I want with your business plan. Now, the last one is this. It's hard doing anything alone. You may want to consider a buddy or somebody else at the same time. Maybe it's your business partner, but maybe it's a colleague at your office. I would suggest bring a buddy involved, go through this journey together so you can bounce it off of each other to have the best set of successes. All right, well, I guess that is the end of things. If you'd like to know more about how this actually works and have videos and lessons. Now, again, I'm not sure if you're aware, but I am a creator of the Re-Education School. This is the industry's only complete playbook for realtors. Inside of this section, I've got a section that I call Mother Nature. And inside of it, I go deep into the self-journal, into the concept of the 90-day year, and also go deeper into like a daily practice to create your powerful calendar. So if that's of interest, of course, again, click in the link. It's just reeducation.school, and you'll get there and you'll see all of the things available to you. Other than that, thank you for listening. Consider killing your annual business plan.